What's good, family? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video, man. And you already know what I need you to do. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification bell, because it does go a long way with helping out the channel, man. Listen, if this is your first time, I already know why you're here. You're tired of releasing on your keyboards, your laptops, and your desktops, and you're tired of being manipulated and dominated by female culture, man. You are in the right place, guys. If you want to support my efforts, all you got to do is follow the instructions in the comments, send your boy Cash App. I appreciate all the support, bro. I really do. Everybody who supported the channel, we've been doing this for the past 3 years, man. The love is real, and I greatly appreciate it, man, for sure. Now let's get into this video. The number one reason why God has not sent you a wife. In this video today, I'm going to give you the number one reason why God has not sent you a wife. I know a lot of you have been out there. You've been going through the shadow work. You've been dealing with the demons. You've been, battling masturbation, sexual immorality. You've been pulling yourself away from pornography. You've been making steps in the right direction. And for some of you, you may have just started on your journey. For others, you may be a few months in the journey. For some, you may be a couple years in the journey. But no matter where you are in the journey, this is the number one reason as to why God has not sent you a spouse. Now, before we get into that, man, I really want to commend you on your efforts because you're on the right track. So I don't want you to think that you're not on the right track to success. What you are currently doing now is leading up to that point to where God's going to open up the windows of heaven, man, and pour you out a blessing. He's going to bestow that divine favor upon your life and give you that Proverbs 31. Okay, but you got to understand something. It is a process, and God loves you. I promise you, by the end of this video, man, by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear, crystallized 4K viewpoint to where you can examine your life and you can say, you know what, Brad, that makes sense. I understand it now. And when you understand this, it's going to rock your world. It's going to rock your world, man. So I want to commend you on your efforts. But you have to understand something about women, man. We've been talking about simping. We've come out of a lifestyle of simping because we're feeding our flesh with all of its desires. We're just giving into any and everything, and it's been holding us down. The gravitational pull of the flesh keeping us from entering into that secret place with God, to where we can actually get the knowledge and the understanding that we need, so that we can view women the way we need to view women, and so that we can be rock solid in our relationship with God, to where we won't allow certain things to derail us. I know a lot of you are frustrating. I know a lot of you really, really want to get a wife. I know you do. And you should. That should be your ultimate goal, because you want to pass your seed. You want to populate the earth. That's the command that God has given to man, which is to replenish the earth, to produce and to multiply. That is your responsibility as a man, is to extend your seed, extend your bloodline into future generations, and to make this generation of yours a godly generation, to pass on the laws and decrees of the Most High from generation to generation, from generation. That's how we take over the world. But men are not being able to do this because they do not know what to look for. They don't have control over their flesh, and it's just, they're missing it. And this is the key element. So I want you to really tune in closely, man. Hit that like button for your boy, man. If you're getting value out of this video, I'm about to drop it on you right now. Here it is. Here it is. The number one reason God has not given you a spouse, a wife, the number one reason he has not done that is because if he were to give you a spouse, a wife, a P31, you at the moment would turn her into an idol. You would turn her into an idol. Your focus would be redirected from God, and your focus would be on this woman, the love of your life. And because of that, God can't release her to you now. He can't give you what you're asking for, because this is what you're saying. You're saying, man, God, I'm praying, I'm reading my word, I'm fasting, I'm staying away from masturbation, I'm turning away from my wicked ways. Where's my wife? I need a wife. You said in your word that it's not good for man to be alone, and you're asking and you're crying out to God and you're believing for a wife, and you're growing frustrated in your efforts. Some of you have already abandoned your efforts. Some of you have already left God because in your mind, he hasn't answered your prayer. In your mind, you're saying, well, I've done all this and he hasn't given me a wife, so I got to do what I got to do, right? And you've gone away from God. Some of you are still in the battle, and some of you are entering that battle. But here's the number one, this is the common denominator, is that if you don't have who you desire to have, it's because you're going to turn her into an idol. And you have to continue to stay in the incubator that God has you in so that you can grow to where nothing can shake your relationship with God. What you got to understand is your relationship with God is the most important thing. And a woman cannot derail your relationship with God. If you allow a woman to derail your relationship with God, your life is going to be a wreck. Your marriage is going to be a wreck. You're not going to be able to handle the gift that God's going to bestow upon you. You got to be a man through and through. And what I mean by that is you have to be locked in on the Most High. Right now, you're not. You think you're locked in. You think you're ready for it, but you're not. That's why you haven't received her. Right? You are salivating over the idea of a wife. And there's nothing wrong with desiring a wife. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to desire that covenant relationship with the opposite sex. God created her for you, but you have to be, in order to do what God wants you to do, you have to be locked in on God. If God was to give it to you right now, bro, you would make her an idol. A lot of us have made women an idol. And you might say, man, I don't worship this woman. I ain't doing that. No, what you talking about, Brad? It's not like you simp for this woman. Don't get it twisted. It's not like, listen to what I'm saying. It's not like you're simping and you're just all head over heels. The way to make a woman an idol is if a woman can make you mad. And because she made you mad, now you a sin against God. Because she made you mad, or she didn't give you some, or she didn't pay attention to you, because she did this thing, now you go out and you find it from somebody else because you're mad in the moment. You made that woman an idol. Well, you say, how can that be? Because the woman dictated your reaction to God, but God did not dictate your reaction to the woman. That's how you know you have an idol. If a person can get you off your square, if a person can dictate how you relate to God in a given situation, that thing or person is an idol to you. That's how you know it's an idol. If she can cause you to explode and cuss her out and do all these wicked things in the heat of the moment, that's your idol. Why? Because when you are presented with the opportunity to choose right and to choose wrong, to follow God's way or to follow the way of Satan, to follow the spirit or to follow the flesh, at that particular moment, you choose to do what is beneficial for the flesh. You choose to release and let your anger out and let your frustration out. Then you go masturbate. Then you go watch porn. And then you go do all these things because you're so mad. And then once that moment is over, you know what you do? You go ask God for forgiveness. So God is an afterthought. He's not what you're conditioned to think about before these things transgress. We've all been guilty of it. But I'm just trying to show you this is the reason why you don't have a wife. And I'm not saying God, here's what you got to understand. This video is for chosen ones who really have a mission, who really have an assignment for God. right? This is for a person who really hasn't. God is not going to give you something that is going to destroy your life. That's going to destroy the ministry that he has given to you to proclaim to the generations that's going to come after you. The legacy that you're going to leave, he's going to make sure that you're ready for it, right? So when like Job was locked in on God. So when all these bad things start happening, his wife said, you should curse God and die. Job stood on business in the midst of the chaos. That's the point you got to get to. That's where you have to be. You have to be able to stand on business. And when I mean stand on business, you got to be able to stand on your relationship with God and not let a woman dictate how you relate to God. It's a lot of men who's been in Job's position. And a woman said, curse God and die. And guess what? They did. They gave up. They gave in to the words of the woman, right? The spirit that was speaking to the woman. They gave into those words. Why? Because that woman was an idol. And in that very moment, they bowed down and they worshiped the idol without knowing it, right? If God was to give you a wife, you wouldn't have the posture of Job. You're not ready. Not to say that you will not get there, but God is making you over again. He's transforming you by the situations that you're going through, by the spiritual battles that you're fighting, by the people that you're meeting, by the revelation that he's giving you. He's reshaping your mind. He's reshaping your focus. He's reshaping you. You're not ready yet. This is the number one reason. Idolatry, the potential for idolatry. If he were to give you a wife, you'll stop praying. Your prayer life will go down. Your communion with God will go down. Everything will go down because this woman has been placed in your life. And it's not to say that the woman is evil or is causing you to do this. It's just that your heart posture is not 100% locked in on God. It's locked in on the woman, right? At this moment, now you're praising, you're worshiping the created thing over the creator. And that can never be. That can never be. If you're getting value out of this video, hit the like button for your boy. That can never be. This is the reason why you haven't found your wife. She's hidden from you. Why? Because God's still working on you. So don't get discouraged. Get to the point to where you know, like, okay, I'm locked in on God. No matter what happens, my relationship with God is the most important thing. My relationship with God is what's going to bring this woman into my life. So when I get this woman, I will not abandon what brought her here in the first place. I can't abandon what brought her here in the first place. The reason why you do not have your wife is because you would turn her into an idol. And that idol will destroy you. The God says, I will have no other gods before me. He will not. So he'll have to crush her and crush you. And that's a bad situation. That's a situation. That's a situation we ain't trying to be in, bro. So I hope you got value out of this video. If this video blessed you, man, if it spoke to you, drop it in the comments, man. Drop it in the comments. And I appreciate all the support. If you want to support the channel, you want to support my efforts, man, Cash App your boy. I'm going to holler at you, man. Peace.